How you doing? My name is Nicholas Kennert, and I'm going to be teaching you how to use a compass today. We're going to go over the parts of the compass, how to use the compass, and then how to walk with the compass, or some tips to get you on azimuth to go the direction you want to go. Alright, to start with the compass, most people, when they think of a compass, it tells you north, south, east, or west. But it's so much more of a fine-tuned tool than that. You can get way more precise than just north, south, east, and west. So if you look at north, south, east, and west, it makes a circle. And in that circle, you have degrees. And within those degrees, you have 360 degrees. So if you want to, with a compass, you can walk a specific degree line instead of just a due north. Due north can cover over 100 degrees if you think about it. So we're going to get into that. We're going to start with the compass. This is your standard issued military compass. It's hardened, so it doesn't break as easy as some of the civilian bought compasses. Before I open it up, you have this long cord. This is your lanyard so that you don't drop it. You tie it down to your equipment and then it hangs. That way if it does fall out of your hands in the dark or wherever, it doesn't fall out. You don't lose it forever. You open this case up like so. And if you look right here, you have this line. We're going to cover that when we start shooting azimuths, along with this little notch, this line and this notch. Okay, this piece of string is going to help you out and become more accurate in your azimuth shooting. Further moving down, you have the actual compass part, and if you look closely, you can see there's red numbers and there's black numbers. Black numbers are used for highly tuned artillery devices. They're too fine of an instrument for you to use with just your eyes and walking. So it's for it's called mills, and they use them for math problems when planning strategic artillery. The ones we're focused on is the inner circle, which is the degrees. If you notice, the degrees are red. There's 360 of them. All right. If you look at this compass, you have your north, south, east, and west. The arrow being north, the blank piece of metal being south, the W and the E obviously west and east. Alright, you can tell what I'm moving. This is called the bezel ring. The bezel ring, every click of the dial is 3 degrees. This is useful for night land navigation because you can line this bezel ring up, this white line on the bezel ring, up with your north seeking arrow, and that will help you stay on azimuth because both of these will glow in the dark. And it's hard to see these little numbers at night. So you line these two arrows up and that'll keep you on point. Alright, moving down to the very bottom, you have your sight. This is what you're going to use to aim with. And this is a little magnifying glass so you can see your actual degrees. Alright, now we'll get into that and show you how to use that right now. Alright, so if you know what degree you want to walk, or if you're trying to find a degree that you are walking, you'll look out and you'll find something in your direction, i.e. a tree. We're going to walk to that tree over there. Now, I need to know what degree that tree is on so I can correlate my degrees with my map to find out which way I'm moving and which way I need to be moving. And the way you do that is you fold this compass up like so, and they fit together, and these two lines line up. This line lines up with that, what we talked about earlier, that aiming sight. Alright. Now what this is going to do is, it's going to allow you to look through that hole, and you can see it right there, the little string we were talking about earlier. Alright, so you look through that hole like so. You can tell I'm looking through the hole and I see my string, and I line that string up on the vertical side of, let's say, a tree or a house or anything else. Once we line that string up, all you do is glance your eyeball down through the magnifying glass and you can see your degrees, and it'll tell you right what degree you're on. There's a black line that marks the degree. Alright, so if I'm shooting at that tree over there, I'll line it up on either the left or right side of it, look down, and I'm looking at 289 degrees. It's that simple. Okay, and then you take those degrees and you put them on your map. Alright, if you're trying to figure out where you're going, or you're trying to figure out where an object is, that's how you find the degrees out. And then you correlate that with your map to figure out where you are, so on and so forth. But that would be covered in another class. All right, so we basically brushed up on the hand-to-cheek method, which is this. All right, so I got it to my cheek, and I'm looking where I'm going. Now, what makes this difficult when using a compass is you can't walk around in the woods with this thing up to your eye. You'll fall down, you'll get hurt, you'll break your compass, so on and so forth. The other method for walking, let's say at night when you really need to keep an eye on your compass and you can't see what's out in front of you, is the center hold method. So you hold it in the center of your chest like this, and you glance down every so often and look at your degrees. All right, 320 degrees. 25 degrees, so on and so forth, and you walk around like this. All right, like I said, you have it hooked to a safety lanyard, so you can just let it drop and do what you need to do with your hands. But for the purpose of walking, every time you start walking, you want to make sure you're back on azimuth, so you hold it to the center of your chest. All right, so that will keep you on track. All right, so now you know how to shoot an azimuth. You know the pieces of a compass. You know how to shoot an azimuth, and you know how to walk with a compass. You know, we don't walk like this, we hold it down to our chest. Some of the pitfalls that you can fall into is compasses are magnetic. They are sensing the magnetic pull of the North and South Pole. The problem with that is they can also sense the magnetic pull of any metal around you. I.e., if you have a clipboard, you get it too close to that metal clip on the clipboard, it will cause this compass to be off. Your weapon, anything like that, anything metal can pull this off. So you have to really watch where you're holding it. Another pitfall as far as walking, you know, if you're holding it in this hand in the center of your chest, or you always shoot with this eye, you're gonna have a tendency to drift one direction or another. So if you're shooting from your eye, you need to change hands, change eyes, and you also need to change, for instance, which side of the tree you're gonna shoot your azimuth. That way, you're not always shooting it on the right side of the tree, which would cause you to drift to your right, and it would take you to the right of wherever you were trying to go in the long run. Now, it may not seem much, you know, a meter right at, or 2 degrees right at 100 meters isn't a big deal, but 2 degrees right at a mile is pretty significant, and it can cause you to get lost pretty easily. Same thing with the center hold method. You're holding it like this. Switch hands. Switch hands as you walk. Go around trees to the right, go around trees to the left. If you do the same thing over and over again, it's going to cause you to drift in one direction. That's basically how the compass works, all the functionalities of it, and a few little simple tips to keep you from getting lost. With anything else, with any piece of equipment in the world, you have to use it to get used to it and become efficient at it. You're not just going to listen to this class, go outside, and be able to conduct land navigation on the same level as someone that's been doing it for 20 years. So you need to really get one of these if you want to be efficient at it. Go out, practice, get lost a few times, learn your own pitfalls, and then use this class and other classes to brush up on your skills. Thank you.